Hello dear viewer, I'm leesusss. Welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. We're going to do this fast before it despawns. There's a few things to go on today, but before we do anything else, look at this. It's a gliding overseer. These guys have usually been way up in the air. Yeah, gliding around up there. Appropriately for the name. 2 minutes to go. Okay, that's fine. But for some reason this one came down. I don't know why. It suddenly came down quite low, and the sub then immediately nailed it. I annihilated the damn thing. I was going to go and see one of these guys at some point. I was quite hoping though that they would be a bit more. They said about fire breathing, a bit more dangerous than this. It's not exactly a Skyrim dragon. It just sort of died straight away. Got 8 meats off of it, which is nice. But it's interesting though, isn't it? Look at this thing. It's a bit insect-like on the back. Come on, what are you doing, Jetpack? Come on. Get onto it. It's got three sets of wings. Probably not. It's a big old fat body, isn't it? It's probably not enough wing for lifting this thing into the air. You know, maybe it's full of gas. Maybe it's full of that gas they use in the old Martian Chronicles books, whatever it is. The original ones. What is that called? I can't remember what it's called now. The original. Like Martian princess type novels. Yeah, it's gone out of my. I thought of it earlier, and it's gone out of my head now. Who the author was for that one? Well, they use a special gas that you hit with energy, and that's what makes their ships fly in that series. But the Barsoom series, that's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah, maybe that's what they're full of. Who knows? Who cares? It's fine. We've got a lot of bits and pieces to do today, including look at meteorites and then going into space. Before we do that, let me quickly eat something because I'm starving. We've got a few different bits and pieces to do today to finish up on skill on here. One of them is to have a look at a couple of the wrecks. Now I know we've looked at some wrecks before, but most of them have been a bit crap, haven't they? Really, not that great. Most of them are quite small, and they're just like bits and pieces and fragments of actual ships. But some of them, like this one here and one of the others, are really quite big, and you can have a proper look around them, and they've got some nice loot on them. And more importantly, much like an iceberg, there's more of them out of sight than might be. They've been here a while. They haven't been ripped apart and scavenged yet, but they have sort of started to accumulate dirt. Dust has blown in from outside, and if we dig around here properly, if I've got the right one, we'll see some interesting stuff. Up here we hear about a control room, which is a bit like a classic sort of naval ship type control. It's up on top like this. I think you can see the influence from that from up here. As far as that, I said, rip these bits off. Oh, oops. There we go. This is kind of fun. I think this is more emptied out than I'd hoped. We've got a wardrobe though with another drill. Nice. Right, I found it. I was looking at the wrong one. This one here. Very interesting indeed. This is a proper crashed capital vessel. Now we saw one before, didn't we? One that was really smashed apart, which was the one that was embedded in the ground. Yeah. Whereas this one, I think, is intact. It's even got main cannons on top. We've got a turret here. Look, no core present, which is good to know. Savage all these bits and pieces. Actually, just take this door as well, quite frankly. Wow. Look at this place in here. Look at it, it's huge. We can't use that because there's no main power to do that. But you can see there's loads of bits in here. It's a massive capital vessel. And this is what CVs generally are like in the game. I mean, you could make a vessel of war. You could make something that was like... what do you call it? Like a really solid vehicle. Actually, are we going to the right place? We are. Well, we're already putting things in the sub. I know I promised we're going to go to space, but I wonder if we'd ever see some of these first, because some of these things are quite amazing. They're not like, oh, something just fell down there. Anything in the O2? There is. This thing has crashed with O2. It's still got stuff in there. There we go. We need that. All these ones from here. Yeah, it's this massive structure, which is, you know, it's not designed to be like caught up in war or anything like that, or be resistant to like huge amounts of damage. It's designed to be a big base that's flying through space, and people are living in here with comfort and ease. They can move things around. That is the purpose of the thing. So you get these huge spaces like this. It's a lot of investment. Imagine the reason why these oh, there's so many tanks here. I'm run out of ammo for my what do you call it? My tool. Multi-tool. It's because this is imagine filling this space up with oxygen. You know, a huge space that's required. You know, compared to the sort of minimalist things I've been trying to go to with the sub and the what do you call it? The goose as well. But before we skip out of here, we go back to doing something else interesting. The sands have been blowing in from here for a while. Because this thing is bigger than you might realise. Yeah? Look at this. Got a whole lower deck here that we're going through. We can tunnel out. Is this even the floor down here? I think it is. This seems like the you know, the bit where the bilges are on a naval ship. You know, really into the depths of the ship. So you can imagine being all the way up here. Is this like the main deck up here? Or is it the main deck even higher? This looks like just general cabin area. No, we're outside here. Where's forward and aft? Oh, look, we're outside again. We're going between the two units. Look at this. We've got like, is that seats? Or is that consoles over here? Yeah, these are seats like a passenger liner. Cool. Can't use that. There's still no power on here. And more connections all the way under here. Are we still outside? We're not under the ground. Okay. What we got here? Is this? Oh, we're missing part of it, aren't we? We're missing a piece of the construction. Like it should be joined onto something else. It's like a big. It's a passenger vessel of some sort, isn't it? What is this? Is this oh, it's a garden. It's a plot. Look, they've got like a growing section out here. I thought I'd seen some of these before, but I haven't. This one's the same thing, but it's all been smashed up. It's like it's not quite a colony ship. Maybe like a what you'd call a slow ship. You know, something where you're not asleep in like cryo systems. You're awake. You're awake and moving around and feeding yourself in a vessel like this. Maybe it's a passenger liner. I don't know, but I do love these. I do love stuff like this. Right, I'm going to finish. As much as I love it, try it still works. I'm going to keep in the shower, get on my radiation off. There we go. I'm going to finish ripping this beautiful structure apart, and then we'll hop in the Hawk and have a look at a meteorite, and then get the heck out of here. Okay, we are back by the obelisk. And have we actually got any fuel in? I don't think we do. Okay, let's do some transfer across. From the cache to here. So I need. We don't need very much in the Hawk, but we need a few things, and we need some O2, and I think I've got some of that in the sub. There we go. Right, okay. Let's fill this thing up. How much do we actually need in here? Yeah, not very many. That fills that up, and then we need fuel as well. That's more than enough. Okay. Power on, oxygen on. Right, here we go. Now, before we leave and go up into space, have a look around. I'll do something over here as well. This thing's too lively. We're going to go look at some meteorites. Okay, meteorite, not very exciting to look at. Yeah, just a great big rock, but it is a huge amount of resources. The problem is right now, if I use the drill, not getting a lot out. I will eventually get some carbon come out of it, some carbon material, carbon substrate, but it's not a good way of doing it. Really, if you want to mine a meteorite and get all those delicious resources, and it is a huge amount, you need really an HV or an SV with drill bits mounted. Now, I think you've seen some of those probably when I'm picking them up. I didn't comment on them, but you pick them up from, you can make them or you pick them up from POIs as well. So, for example, if I find one on here, where's the? I know you've got drill bits on here. Don't. There we go. Drill modules like this, yeah. They literally just fix onto here, and you've got larger versions, and you've got turret versions as well. Having a strap a couple of those onto your thing is far more useful. You drive your HV or your SV into it. Yeah, it's a much better way, much more efficient way of mining. You might get more material back as well, but obviously you're using more fuel. It's just not going to work well with your drill. Okay, so that's meteorites. That's how you do meteorites. And some planets get them. I think this one, yeah, so you can deplete these meteorites random. No, I'm not sure what that means. You occasionally get meteorites coming down, and some planets are more reliable than others. But that's not what we're here to do. Let us put this on its tail and fly up. Look at the left-hand side reading, by the way, of me leaving towards orbit. Let's go up into space for a bit. Yeah, right. Let's orientate ourselves. Welcome to space. Ida, Commander, I'm tracking a lot of communication signals coming from orbit of this arid planet system. Arid planet in this solar system. It's called Omicron. Yeah, we need to go there. We should look around carefully, see if we can find any clues to the whereabouts of Operation Phoenix Fleet. So Ida is telling us to go, as we know, here. But we're over here right now. And here we are in space. And there you can see skill on there. We can see which one is that? That is Masperon. I'm trying to track around on the planets. If you look at the top right, there's Ninges, and over here should be Aqua. There we go, and we're in orbit around the gas giant. And now we can fly around. So if you wanted to, if we didn't have the what do you call it, the teleporters, we could have flown into space like this and then flown between the moons, which I'm trying to do now. Obviously you can see it's quite a long way away, but it's not that far in space terms. Yeah, we are what's the word, you know, we're relatively close, which is why you can still see the map markers. You can't normally see map markers between planets, yeah, and we'll get there eventually. It's not a very fast little ship for this. I've really designed it for flying around on planets, not this. There's Crown, but while we're up here, and there's Skillon. Are we picking anything else up? Is the question. Is there anything else? Oh, I can see something else over here. Look. We can see the marker for the obelisk over here. We're heading towards, is that Aqua? No, that's Ninges we're heading towards over there. But this... Oh! Unknown signatures have been detected in this orbital sector between the 4 moons. Use your ship detector to find them in the midst of the asteroid belt. Now we should be careful about this. We don't actually know what these are. There's things over here. They're not very far away. And you can find all sorts. You can find drones up here, or you can find meteorites with minerals in them. Asteroids, rather. And you can find space bases and all sorts. Yeah, loads of different things over here. But the question is, they're not in red. So how dangerous are these things that are actually up here? Very rocky around here. It's not usually this rocky in space. Right, let's pick one. Let's pick this one over here. But it's not far from Aqua either. Ninges, sorry. Because whatever, as long as we're near one of the moons, we can easily fly back to them and then head back to home and safety. We are not really safe up here. What is that, do you reckon? What do you have a bet? What do you reckon it is? Need a bit closer before we idea. Yeah, that's the rock. It's an ice asteroid. That's really important. Why are ice asteroids important? Well, at some point, we're going to find ourselves on a planet that might not have an atmosphere. Not any atmosphere at all. It might, and that's bad, but also, if it hasn't got any water, we're in big trouble. Because water is how we make O2. Yeah? And that's how I've been making it. I've been absorbing on Aqua, I've been taking it out of the atmosphere with the collectors and collecting the water and also O2 out of the air. If we've got no good atmosphere but we've got water, we can still collect water, filter out the impurities and make O2 from it. But if we find ourselves without that, we're going to have to use something like ice or some other reserve. We need to take this with us. And of course the question is now, how do we mine this? And I think I've talked about this already, but I could, for example, just hop out of my spaceship. In fact, I can't really at this stage because I haven't really set my suit up to have the right... I need the EVA thing on it, really. This isn't really quite as broad as it needs to be to deal with space. But also, it looks pretty clear around here. Well, there could be like a destroyed transport. Well, that's exciting. Where's that? They're over there, one kilometre away. But again, to come out here could be quite dangerous. I could easily get killed instantly by a drone or something else like that. And I could fit some drills on my spaceship, which could kind of work. I need to have a collector for minerals. I could do that. Or the third option is to use a drone. Now, I can't send a drone out right now because I'm inside the cockpit. But if, for example, I had a ship that I could send the drone out of, like out of a doorway, an open doorway, because it had an open cockpit on the ship, I could send the drone over there, mine safely, and still be inside my ship. And of course, that's what I made with the goose, which is partly why I made it like that, yeah? So, at some point in the very near future, we need to go back, make ourselves a goose, get myself set up with an EVA. See if I can go and investigate this destroyed transport over here. Let's have a look at you, shall we? Just floating there in space, look. What destroyed you is a bigger question, probably. Over here we've got more asteroids. Space. A derelict station. That sounds cool. No, it won't be. It'll be full of horrible things. But there's a derelict station over there. We've got something else over here. Another ice asteroid. Just in the asteroid field as a whole. Yeah. These have got huge amounts of resources in them as well. More asteroids, ice asteroids. We've got probably more ice asteroids over here. Yeah, more of them. A laser drone. No, we're not going over there. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, definitely not. That will destroy the ship very quickly. Another ice asteroid and something else. And I think we're done. I think, because there's a laser drone hanging around, I think we're done. What's closest? Masperon's over there. Are you shooting at me? I think you might be. I think you're shooting at me. Don't shoot at me. Help. Yeah, he is. No. He's pretty faster than me. Okay, we'll head back over here. I think we've lost him. Yeah, so we've got to deal with that, okay? And we're completely unarmed on this thing here. We've probably got a few dings out of it. Oh, it's Aqua. Let's go back to Aqua. That'd be cool, wouldn't we? We won't go back to skill on it. We'll go back to Aqua. Yeah, so there you go. Space. Are you enjoying it yet? But of course, this is local space. Yeah? Now you can see the worlds there around here. We've now got a local map. It's like, can you go away, please? I can see you behind me on the HUD. Top right. He's chasing me. He's chasing me, Mum. Let him leave me alone. Okay, so we're going to fly back to Aqua. Now, when you get to a planet, you arrive at a random point in orbit. You can see to a little degree where we can aim for. You know, you can guide it for a little bit from the. In fact, let's just go for the obelisk. Yeah, that will bring us in on the right place, and that's it. Nice and easy. He's still after me, isn't he? He's still coming for me. This ship is not really fast enough. We'll come back with the goose, and we will annihilate his silly drone, laser drone arse. Yeah, that's what we'll do. There we go. So, next step, excuse me, I need to build myself a goose. Yeah, one of the varieties. We'll see which one it is. And then we need to, once we've done that, we need to, we're going to leave, we'll collect the food from the Oh, load everything in. We'll collect the food and everything else. You can see our house. I can see my house from here. We'll collect the food from the perishable stuff from the sub. We'll turn the sub off because we're kind of done on Skern for now, yeah? We'll take back some of the lighter things. And I'll probably use some of the materials from the cache to build the goose. I need a landing pad for this, don't I, really? Here we are. Back on a friendly place. I should build a landing pad for this, really. Here we go. We are back. Our brief adventure in space. Did we take any ding-dongs on the back? Let's have a look. That's our thing there. I didn't hear any dings. I think we outpaced him. Yeah, cool. There we go. Yeah, we need a landing pad for this. Right. I know I'm going in the wrong door. It's alright. It's my base. I'm allowed to. Hello, other sub. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's collect the things back from Skillon, and then I'll bring you back once I've got a goose ready to go and investigate space a bit. Okay, the goose has been constructed. Now, part of the fun of building something in survival that you've made in creative is finding all the mistakes you've made. And I mean that unironically. Really, I do. Because it happens. First of all, this thing's a lot bigger than I expected. I remember because in creative I fly around in God mode, so it's a lot taller, and that is a factor to build in here. But there's a bigger error than that, which is let's turn this thing on as well. Maybe actually we'll covering that error will be one of the first things we be covering. The size of it is probably the first ever error we'll talk about here, which is that I always make a mistake with these damn things. Which is around doors and getting into them. I think you can probably already see the problem here. The issue is, as you jump up things like this, as you collide with objects, you sort of slide across them as you push forward. So if I jump against this, it'll often like push me off on one side. Yeah. Now to get into here, oh, nearly. It won't matter when we're in space and things like that because we can float around, but on the ground it's actually quite tricky. So I had to add this little bit in here, and I never seem to learn this. I come back to this game every now and then, every year or so. I come back to this game, and I try and play it again. I always forget certain things, and that's one of them. Okay, so doorways. I need to be better with doorways, but that's okay. Second one, more critical ones. I forgot the ventilator. Ventilators move air between pieces of a construction, but also within. They sort of push air into areas as well. So if we look at this now, full of oxygen, yeah, and I'd forgotten to put that in before, which is a bit of a boo-boo, but there you go. I should have done that in debug and creative. One that's easy to miss though. See if we can demonstrate it. Look at the right-hand side of the screen, top right. I'm not getting it now. Come on, it happens. I know it happens. No, not getting it on here. Temperature. Maybe it's reset on this. Maybe it's now been sorted out, but I don't think so. I forgot something about... Oh, the thrusters on that. Oh, that's fine, because the thrusters aren't on. I forgot something about thrusters, which is probably obvious. Kind of. Thrusters are hot. Yeah? That's obvious. If the thruster's blasting, it's hot. But also, thrusters get hot. Oh, there we go. Look at the temperature spiking over there. Thrusters can emit heat on the inside as well. Another thing I often forget. And the thruster, well, at one point the thruster was actually medium ones, and they were taking up this whole space here. So every time I tried to walk across to here, I would burn my feet on the thing. Now, thankfully, temperature is not completely, obviously, very accurately monitored in the game. It only spreads one block, but being this close makes it very hot indeed. Okay, I need to redesign that here because the thruster is under here. So I've moved it to a smaller one, which only takes up one space rather than two. But I'm still catching heat here. But if I go through fast, it doesn't actually matter because we're in and out. Oops, there's the problem with the getting back in again. There's the come on. You've demonstrated it very nicely to me. Stop it now. Just get into the spaceship. There we go. We'll mostly avoid it by just getting to the seat straight away. Errors in construction. Never mind, these things happen. We'll do better next time. We'll make a better one. That's our real. I'm sure in the real world we don't get situations as bad as you made a new microwave and it burns your fingers off every time you try and use it. I think safety features are better than that, but you can still get errors in these things, and it's fine. We will fix them later. Okay. Now this thing obviously is a mixture between the carrier with the warp, and also I've put some extra turrets on it. I think we might need it for now on here, but you know, this is what we got at the moment. We've actually got 2 containers here. I've got like a military one with the, and I've lost the colour. I need to find the khaki colour on my painting tool, but I've got the older green colour. I've got the sort of the mixture between the turrets over here, a storage here, a storage here, a storage up there, and it should be fine. The thrusters I don't think will be a problem, even though I put smaller ones in. I've got 2 small ones, so I should be okay. I've got medium there and a small one there. It'll probably be enough. In fact, is this one superfluous? Probably not, actually. Why did I put 2 in? No, I have got 2 lifters. Yeah, I guess I did go that far, didn't I? I put in 2 lifters, 2 in the upward z-axis and 2 in the downward, and therefore 2 in the lateral axes as well. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Okay, so I've mostly loaded this up now. I've got in here, I've got fuel, and I've got in here. Pentax is a little different. You don't have the same sort of representation as you do with fuel and oxygen. Pentax, it talks more about this is the warp fuel. Yeah, you've got these refined crystals. This is quite a few AU. We can yes, shush about that. We can go quite far on this. I think it actually tells you on here 11 astronomical units. Okay, and if we do decide to fly over to Omicron, well, it's a little. That's actually further than I thought. Everything's moving in space, remember? Yeah. So we're not at the ideal. We'd rather it was here. It was a shorter distance if it was here. If we would sort of have this. This is like, you know, flying to Mars in real life. You have to do it at the point when the distance is going to be shortest based upon rotation of the planets and the flight and speed of your spaceship. I will put some more Pentax in is what I shall do, I think, then. Let's turn this off. We want the ice asteroids again. Yeah, so here we go. Can we see outside? Oh, we can't really see outside. We can't get an outside view. The ship is functioning. At this point here, we could, if we wanted to, jump to Omicron. We might do, but I don't think so now. I want to look at this abandoned base over here. I want to knock out that drone. I want to grab some ice and have a look at the space station and also that destroyed ship. Can't see that damn drone. I'm betting he's hanging around the abandoned base. Why don't we head over here to the asteroid? And again, like I said before, everything moves around, yeah, in space. Everything's spinning in space now. Everything's spinning around each other and around themselves and all the rest. So you can't be certain, well, you can actually be uncertain that whatever you saw when you were last up here will be in the same position. It's all mapped around different locations. Now, what we're going to try and do is see if I've made another error up here. Now, first of all, let's do a quick lesson. Gravity. Yeah, I'm using my jetpack to move around because there's no gravity up here, not even microgravity. Now, if I turn my jetpack off, I can't move at all. So, you can make gravity generators. I think you can put them on small vessels as well, but it's not really worth it in a ship like this. However, the barrier prevents the oxygen escape. Have I got room in here to launch the drone? Oh, I don't actually want to go outside the spaceship. Thank you very much. So I've got protection for this. I've got the EVA suit on, so I'm protected from the oxygen and also the thing. And again, we had the problem with the doorway again of getting back in here. There we go. I've only got to use my fault as well because I used a slim version of the door. What I'm wondering is, Or have I messed it up with the drone? Maybe I can't use the drone for this ship. I thought I'd set things up so I was safe. No. I want to spawn the drone so I can go outside. But it looks like I will not be able to. The first thing I'm going to do, straighten the ship up slightly. It looks like mining in space is still going to be a problem for now because I've made the ship too obstructive. See, the wing is in the way. Therefore, I cannot spawn the drone easily. There we go, to do the mining. So we're not inside the ship as much as I'd like to be. Never mind, we will correct that in the ship design as well. So let us... Oh, we're getting a bit far from the drone. It's got limited range. How far are we? Not that far. But there you go. Distance to space is a bit different. Let's get a bit closer then. How much ice did we get for that, I wonder? Oh, rotate ourselves around. Yeah, I definitely need to redesign this. Been too long since I played. And I forgot what a pain it is. We need to get right up next to this, don't we, I guess? Yeah, I've had lots of problems with this, haven't I? With this design so far. Need to consider more than the aesthetics. How much have we got here? 28 blocks of ice. I couldn't tell you right now. Get out that damn drone. How much that might actually be when it comes to water. I'll have to look at that. And how much water and how much air is that? I haven't got a constructor on this ship. Right, there we go. Not great, was it really? I didn't do well at all at that. But never mind. We will fix that in the future. Let's put all this stuff into storage. I've got 3 different main cargoes. I've got cabin cargo in the main ship. I've got forward cargo and rear cargo. I'm going to use forward cargo for this. Main cargo is more like things like resources like spare air and weapons and that ammo and that kind of thing. Let's head towards... Where's that ship? Destroyed transport. Got another Ownland over there, which is pretty much another ice asteroid. There's that derelict station. Yeah, you can get all sorts of asteroids. You can get iron ones and copper ones and promethium ones and all sorts. No sign of a red dot on the scope. Let's have a look at this transport though. Whatever I was doing here, I would have to leave the ship though to have a look at this. How destroyed is it? And this is was this what was destroyed by the drone? Oops. Or is that something else entirely? Now, how am I equipped right now? I've got plenty of weapons on me. I'm not expecting to meet anything in the ship. Okay. But I want this. I want the ship here watching out for the goose out here watching out for me, so that I don't get annihilated by a drone turning up. It should drop it before it gets there, but let's not assume things. Right, now while we're here, we want to claim as much material as possible and hopefully get some information on what actually happened here. A pentaxid tank. Nothing in it, so they weren't warping their way out of here, were they? There's lots of thrusters and things around here as well. Let's have those. Building the goose didn't cost me that much, but obviously it had some costs involved to it. Oh, it's really blown for the middle, isn't it? Someone's ripped this apart entirely. Yeah, we're not going to find much in here, I don't suppose. A few containers, maybe? Yeah, it's a nice size, better than one I made, wasn't it? There's a short-range warp drive. How much have I got in my... I don't want to overload my inventory. No, we're fine. Have these thrusters out. A lot more than I needed. No, O2 station. Whether it's got O2 in it or doesn't matter because there's no power on. There's nothing in the O2. Maybe a leak. Let it all out. If you've got O2 in your ship and then you spring a leak like this, a big hole in the side of your ship, then you'll lose all your air. Yeah. So they had nothing in reserve. We've got a pilot vessel here. Like these little domes here, navigation domes. There's the core. Do we care about that? Yeah, we can take the core off. That's fine. Oh, inventory full. Never mind. I don't want to lose things into space. There's forward cargo. We'll dump everything into here. Okay. If you're wondering... Any food in here? No. If you're wondering why we could do that with the core... That's because, without blowing it up, that's because there are different sorts of cores. Alien cores and cores owned by other people. Or other factions. You have to blow them up. Public cores you can access. And some of the, like, things like, what do you call it? Some of the, like, the bases we find where... someone's used the remains of an old ship as a hidey hole on a planet, a crashed ship. Some of those have public cores as well. Yeah, we're stripping out as much as we can here. I can see the generators over there. There's fuel. Anything in the fuel tank? No, completely dry, isn't it? I mean, I'm surprised if someone has scavenged this, I'm surprised they haven't like stripped everything out of it as well, but maybe they were only here for the fuel. I think we've nearly had all the goodies out of it. Is a drone enough to take this down? It's quite a big blast, isn't it? Really ripped holes in it. Some of these are hardened steel, by the way, so we're getting titanium out of that. I've not armoured the goose up, which possibly I should have done. On these hardened steel blocks and things. We can always come back for them if we need to. I think we're about done. No wonderful resources or goodies in there. But there you go. Not bad anyway. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's get back in if we can. What do you think about how I can modify this ship so I can make it a bit more functional? Come on, in you go. Yeah, what a mistake. Can't do it easily in space or on the ground. Right, let's find this derelict station. It can be easier. These things are all quite packed in quite close to each other, but it can certainly be easier to put markers like no, not that's our marker. These sort of waypoint markers on here. That can be quite helpful, so that'll remove it on approach. It's easy to get lost with up and down in space, you know, the different angles. Now this thing, I'm not sure what's going to be here to tell you. I think it's just an abandoned PO. I don't think this is part of a story or anything like that. But that drone was around here somewhere. He might be lost. Where he followed us before, someone smashed this piece, haven't they? Where he followed us before towards one of the planets, he might be lost further out within the system. Oh! There appears to be a deactivated teleport inside the station. Reactivating the station could be a way to use the teleport to get to Omicron without having to use a warp-capable ship. I did kind of expect this was coming. You know, on every obelisk you have a lower teleport that doesn't go anywhere. A gate doesn't go anywhere. I think that might be that. This might be the last final gift of a teleporter, but I wasn't sure about that, which is why I loaded up. What do you call it? Pentaxid into the ship. Now, there's big holes in the thing. I'm not seeing anyone coming out and trying to get me. But I think this is the sort of place where if we go in there, That helps a little bit. We're going to get spawns turning up, is probably what I'm suspecting. By the way, you might be interested about the up and down business going on here as well, where although up and down doesn't exist within space, it does within the game. So officially speaking, this is up and down within the game, but it can be any orientation whatsoever when it comes down to it. What do I do here? I think things are going to spawn on me. So let's first of all equip... No. Not that sort of equip. Let's get some of the weapons available on me. I've got my usual weapons on here. I've got spares as well. I think we're all right, you know. I think we're okay. Just eat a quick tin of beans. And if we're lucky, we'll be in a... I'll have angled this properly that if anything spawns in right in front of me now, the turret will get it. But we shall see. Still looking basic, like tiled finish and stuff on here. Very nice. Now, of course, it looks like a landing bay here. I don't really want to get my ship in here. I guess I could do. It looks like it would be restrictive if I did, though. This looks like a landing bay, though. I presume there's a core in here somewhere, and of course we can fly around anywhere. Anything above? No. I like the green. Very fancy. Bit maze-like, especially with the angle. So right now we're facing... Well, it's not going to give me a direction, of course, because we're not on a moon, so we can't really tell if we're facing like west or east. But the goose is behind us. Can I go down? Let's go down first. Or is it actually? Or is there anything over here? There is a platform there. Listen out for spawns, yeah? Oh, there's a thingy over there. There's a thing to click on. Where's the actual teleporter? Up there? This is going to kick things off, isn't it? What is this going to say? Talk to the maintenance console. Error, error, error. Access the cache. It's 23,445 messages. It's like my inbox. Restoring access. Restricted messages denied. Trying to restore one message. Evacuation alert. Enemy units have been detected at the edge of the solar system. Teleport link to Omicron is down. All non-military personnel proceed to the transporters. All soldiers of the battle stations will show this silent play the ropes. Good luck to us all. Krogum Elite Core. Check for teleporter activation procedure. Teleporter malfunction. To reactivate the functionality of the teleporter, the main power switch must be set on. Put it on the HUD. I can hear you, you little shit. Right, where is he? Set phasers to stun. No, not to stun, set them to kill. Had a bit of trouble with the wobbly view in space. My thing's a bit... My turning's a bit fast. I should wait for them to come into view is a better... Be more strategic, me. I knew they'd be spawning in, little gits. Oh, a lift. Just checking all my resources and everything here. Come on, up you go. The lift isn't actually working is part of the problem here. Where's the main power switch? Is it down there? The main power switch is down. So I'm going the wrong way. Fine. What is that? Storage? Container controller? Fine. Not exactly a lot of goody stuff in there, is it? But beggars can't be choosers and all that. I'm expecting a lot of rewards from this place, to tell you the truth. Apart from the teleport, that's obviously a massive reward. That it? Just 2 droids? Oh, corruption. Okay. I mean, that is kind of what I was hoping for, really. That's through glass, so I don't think we'll get an angle through there. We'll just park it here, I think. I can hear another one. Looks like the turret can't see him. Don't squawk at me, pal. Mr. Big Brave Combat Droid. I think we did alright there. I think we got him in time. Yeah, okay, okay. That's the power switch there, I'm guessing. Anything else around here? This would have been a good place to come in, but a bit tight. I don't think we'd have got the angle on the shots through. So can I take this place apart? No. Core is present somewhere, obviously to run the transporter. Intruder detected. Defences. You've already been doing defences, guys. I don't think you need defences now. Oh, it's up here. Look. You couldn't get up here. Oh, jeez. Did not expect that many in one go. Are they gone? It wouldn't actually take many shots from the goose to kill some of these guys. I think they're gone. That was unpleasant. Yeah, I think the only way up here was to fly out and back in again. Not making the best use of the goose at all, am I really? But there you go. You jerk. So, what the hell do we do now? I think what we do, we don't push any buttons too soon. If I... if I leave this thing here... I'm going to have to save the game and test this, I think. Okay, say that I leave this thing here. It's not... Can I land this on the station somewhere so that it grabs on with the grapple, with the landing grapple? There's a very particular reason for me to ask this. Can I squeeze my fat goose butt in here? I cannot. Can I land on here even though it's at an angle? don't think I'm allowed to. Because I don't own this place. The reason I'm asking is because if I go to Omicron, if I teleport there, this will continue to move, yeah? The whole system will continue to move around. And if I teleport back afterwards, will my ship still be here? Or will it have moved on separately from the station? Because if I teleport back to here and there's no ship here, I can't get back to my... I can't get back to the Goose. It'll just be floating in space, in orbit, or just stuck out here. Okay, so come back out here with a Hawk. I don't know how the mechanics of this will work. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a test run. I don't mind warping to Omicron to continue our trip on the main quest. Yeah? Don't mind doing that at all. This is a shortcut. We don't need to do this. Let's just turn the... I'll just leave it on. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to save it here. We're going to teleport to Omicron and then teleport back once we've had a very quick look and see where everything is when we get back here. Okay, can we still reach our ship? Let's find out. Secret teleporter station. There's a large orbital control station in this sector. I could possibly hack into a console and find out the Operation Phoenix fleet was here. If you agree with my idea, please activate the Operation Phoenix in your PDA. In a second, Ida. Are we in friendly territory or hostile territory? What does this say? It doesn't actually say what this thing is. We're around the planet. Oh. We're on a station. Cause Grill. We're on a we're on a space station. Okay. That's a pleasant surprise. So what we're going to quickly do, that's not so bad then. I think what we're going to do... Oh! Where's the actual teleporter? Ah, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, I got worried for a second there. Okay. Let's see where we end up. And more importantly, where the Goose ends up. Okay? Very interesting. It's right there. Okay. So... here's the plan, I think. No, not redesign the Goose. I know you're thinking that. We're going to do that soon as well. Let's head back to Aqua. I'm going to come back out here with the Hawk, because the Hawk is kind of disposable right now. It can quite easily get here. Yeah, but it is very disposable. We don't care if it gets lost as far as that goes. Oh, what is that? There's a bit of debris up there. What? Hold on, what's this? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What's this? It just says asteroid field. There's a weird floating thingy, look. Just this black chunk. Ooh. Okay. And some... Is this a ship? It's got a turret on it. Why has it got cannons on it? What's that about? To stop them wandering into the spaceways if the asteroids get too close to the base and the transport routes, this shoots them down? I don't know. Interesting, isn't it? Eh? Right. Okay. Distracted. Sorry. We're going to get back and get the Hawk. We're going to fly back out here, and then we're going to head to... We're going to teleport back to that space station, activate the main quest, whatever's happening with that, and then we shall... if it looks like we need to bounce and transport ourselves wholesale to Omicron, we'll take the goose with it. We'll do a warp jump. Yeah, maybe after doing a bit of a tweak on the design of the goose. There you go. That's the plan for next episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you again next time.